Time. Nothing more than a human construct, ever present, yet impossible to grasp. Since the dawn of humanity, we have been fascinated by it and have longed to gain some kind of control.
Okay, let's skip the fluff. So, TimeShift is a game about, literally shifting time. It was a child of its era, developed by Saber Interactive and published by Vivendi Games in 2007 for Xbox 360, PS3, and PC. Besides such banger titles like Bioshock, Halo 3, Crysis, COD 4, and many others. For real, 2007 was such a strong year. I mean, my god, we were blessed back in the day. Many of these titles are all time classics now, and we are here talking about a game some don't even knew existed. So, what made Time Shift so rememberable? At least for me. So, without further ado, let's get started. Well, shit. Okay, while I'm trying to fix this mess, let's talk about what Time Shift's premise is even about.
The entire building has collapsed, and it was on top of a huge underground facility. This might be the cause of our citywide power outage.
We find ourselves in a near alternate future working as an unknown and voiceless scientist with our game's antagonist, Dr. Aiden Crone. But our team was quite successful, and we managed to build a working prototype time machine. Or rather, two, the so called Alpha and Beta suit. Yeah, very original name. But oh no! All of a sudden, Dr. Crone takes off a suit and plants an explosive in the laboratory. Laboratory? Laboratory?
Laboratory.
Or whatever. But before everything goes to shit, we grab the Beta suit and get saved by its safety protocol, which means the suit teleports us straight to 1939. Marvelous. Being there, we realized Dr. Crone was a bit earlier and used his knowledge and abilities to alter the timeline for his advantage. The Nards, Crone magistrate with their advanced technology, rules the world now and makes it into some kind of steampunky dystopia. But we're the one with the better suit, the one with comet related time manipulation abilities, and a handy dandy AI called SSAM. To be honest, I don't know why Kron took the worst suit, but who am I to ask? And yeah, that's basically it. We're helping the resistance blast a ton of bad guys and try to stop the new deformed regime. The story's nothing special, and I don't even remember a lot of it anymore. At its core, it's just a bunch of, yeah, walk there, blow shit up, fly there, blow shit up, and go somewhere else and blow shit up. Rinse and repeat. 4 to 6 hours in, and we see the credits roll, and yeah, that's it. Nonetheless, I like it. It's not too long to become stale and more of a good bite sized old school shooter.
Evaluating vital signs. Vital signs
I
stable.
hope that fancy suit of yours can handle the rain. Always raining thanks to
Meanwhile,
Hey, it's alive. Nice. A guide to how to get the Steam version working is in the description. No, no shit. It took me 2 hours to figure this out, but with it, you're good to go. So, save yourself some time and have fun with it. Which means we're in the magical world of 2007's video game greatness. But what does it really mean? The first thing to notice are the terrific graphics for its time, with decent rain effects, good textures, and an overall clean look. I mean, look at it. Time Shift is at this point almost 20 years old. Wait, 20 years? But never mind. The color palette can get a bit dull after a while, since many areas in the game are mostly grey and brownish. I mean, it fits the game's aesthetic, but a bit more color would have been cool. At least here and there it gets mixed up with some variation. Especially after one third of the game, we are blessed with a snowy and frosty, and a bit more open area. Yeah, the main path is still linear, but we get the illusion of freedom, at least. This is mostly because we have the pleasure of driving an ATV. I mean, the driving's nothing to write home about, but it gets the work done. The physics are questionable at best, but running someone over never gets old. This is what makes the gameplay so fun. The variation. We have the shooting parts and additionally some small, simple puzzles sprinkled in for good measure. They are mostly for mouth breathers, but shake things up, and I appreciate it. Especially in old school shooter, variety in gameplay can get a bit left behind, which is why I often lose interest after a while. But not here. The environments even give the room for situations to be approached differently, which fits the overall time focused combat. To be honest, I even replayed some fights just to get it a bit more cooler looking next time. Overall, it's safe to say that the gunplay fits fine. We have classics like the shotgun, a rifle, pistol, and a rocket launcher, but also some more experimental weaponry like a crossbow or this time soldier gun thingy, this overpowered thing here. The fun we have in combat gets more emphasized by a, for the time, good enemy AI. Back in the day, many enemies were a bit more simpler and think then react to what the player does is always nice to see. With it come different types of enemies, like common ground soldiers, jetpack guys, and even some kind of super soldiers with their own simple time altering abilities. It keeps the combat fresh and gives a good challenge. For real, you're gonna die in this game. A lot. And fast. And this is also a major problem throughout the whole campaign, since the game is on certain points hard as fuck with difficulty spikes out of nowhere. I mean, this fancy suit makes you almost sick out of time, and getting blasted to shreds within 1 second can get annoying quickly. But most of the time you are in the advantage, and when it clicks, oh boy, it clicks. The time bending abilities are great for experiments, not overpowered since you are limited by your energy, and let's be real, they make everything 10 times cooler and so fun. This great feeling gets amplified by this game's core mechanics. Basic dismemberment, a good load of blood, and even you leaving bloody footprints behind makes you feel like a true killing machine. I love it. Still, what bugs me a bit is that there's no sprinting in this game, which makes getting around sometimes quite annoying. Especially wide open rooms and areas make you feel so slow. It's almost like you're walking through mud, which really does not fit the Super Soldier aesthetic. More like your character needs a hip surgery or something. What also grinds my gears is that in good old video game manner, no one ever fucking does anything. Not even just that, these annoying little lame ass buggers always rush you to do something they could do themselves. And believe me, they let you know.
Find the controls to the gates. Hurry, soldier. Yeah, that's how you do it. Ah, they keep coming. Soldier, find some explosives and blow the gate. Go! Hurry! Go! Hurry! Go!
Oh, for 5 minutes. Could you not be yourself? For 5 minutes!
Go!
Ah!
And last but not least, the big boy himself, Dr. Crone. Major spoiler warning at this point, in case you care. He is mentioned all game long as the main antagonist and the leader of the Crone Magistrate. and on screen for fucking 28 seconds in the whole damn game. For real, I was so shocked when I watched my footage back. Yeah, talking about undercooked antagonists and stories, right? But don't worry, the game has its problems, but it does not dampen the joy you get from it. It's still timeless fun, and I think it's good for what it is. So, why is it so forgotten nowadays? The game was first announced to be released in fall 2005 by Atari, then got delayed to spring 2006. Meanwhile, players got a first look with a newly released demo offering one level and 5 weapons. I remember playing this demo back in the day. You could already see where they were going with the art direction and everything. Overall, it was fresh and a nice first impression. Right after that, it got delayed. Again, to 2007. At this point, the development of TimeShift shifted over to Sierra Entertainment and then silence. At this point, the game was thought to be development wise dead, no new infos, nothing. I mean, the year had a ton of big titles on the horizon. Why should anyone care for one missing? However, in April 2007, Vivendi Games announced they took over the rights of TimeShift and gave it a complete overhaul. They changed the overall style a bit, fixed a truckload of bugs players complained about in the demo, and trashed the protagonist, Michael Swift. Michael Swift would have been a funnier name, but okay. And finally, the new Down the Shooter Horizon released and was just okay. The game was received quite well, but the competition was there and ready to take the spotlight. And that was a problem. November of 2007 was pretty strong, with a boatload of well received games, and a 7 out of 10 title was simply not enough to stand out. It takes a lot in a year like this, especially under these circumstances. But TimeShift was aside from its few only selling points, ultimately just average. The game sold around 500,000 copies, which was simply not enough. It was considered underrated but still underperformed in sales nonetheless. In 2008, Sierra Entertainment and their parent company Vivendi Games merged with Activision Blizzard. From here on, Vivendi Games got included mostly for the PAL versions of notable games like Crash Mind Over Mutant, The Legend of Spyro Dawn of the Dragon, and Ice Age Dawn of the Dinosaurs, which were all just average. This went on until 2014, when nothing of Sierra Entertainment as we knew it existed anymore. It got completely absorbed by Activision Blizzard, and the original team was gone. And with it, the hope for TimeShift 2. Well, and this is what makes me kinda sad. With TimeShift, the ability to bend time as a main mechanic kinda died. Since then, no other game featured it in such a cool and intriguing way. Yeah, we had something similar here and there, like Super Hot or General Bullet Time in other games, but not in such a bold and confident manner. You know, I really like TimeShift, despite its mediocrity. It's fun for a while and invites you to be creative in combat. It is still somewhat simple, but not too simple to become boring, something that was not common in 2007. Yeah, it's a bit rough around the edges, but I see myself coming back to it here and there. The game is just what I always wished for in a shooter, altering time and popping some heads while doing so. For me, so this peak gameplay. And who knows, maybe one day a spiritual successor scratches the same itch. At least I hope so.
Commander, we got ambushed, but managed to hold them off for the most part.
And that's it. This was my first look at a game that still has a special place in my heart. Thanks for sticking around until the end. Now, I would like to hear from you. Have you played the game yourself and what was your impression of it? Let me know down in the comments. I would really appreciate it. Until then, I'm Dave the Dace. See ya and have a good one. Bye.